How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal in this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading whether the price is going up or down. Attackers steal 24 million from several DeFi projects and curve pool exploits. Several decentralized finance protocols were hit on Sunday by attackers who stole more than 24 million worth of crypto. The attackers leveraged a vulnerability in liquidity pools on Curve. The vulnerability was traced back to Viper, an alternative third-party programming language for Ethereum smart contracts. Curve said other liquidity pools that don't leverage this language are fine, so if you're on a liquidity pool that uses this language, I'd suggest you get off. But under the charts, not much news today, that's too important. If there's anything more you guys would like to see, please feel free to let me know. Also, if you haven't liked this video already, you should as well subscribe to the channel so you don't lose out on our future content. Visit our merch link down below for Reaper apparel code to get nice merch like this shirt I'm wearing, and visit our Discord to get entered for some free stuff that we're going to be doing soon. But our stochastic is starting to take a dump here on our total. RSI is starting to head down. Our momentum's coming down with a red dot, and our VWAP's going pretty weak. We did suggest that we would roll over if we didn't get some strength through this today. So that's what we're seeing. We did break back into this pattern, almost tried to invalidate it, so we're going to have to see what happens. We could draw more of a descending channel now with that body, if you want to say we're still in it, at which point we could break back up. This could be our third touch, but we would have to get a strong green candle for that to be our third touch and break out. Over on Bitcoin dominance, we are trying to retest our flag that we had, so if we manage to break through and hold, we could invalidate this descending pattern. Otherwise, if we reject from here, we could see further downside. Our RSI is pretty much overall sliding. It is trying to get a little bit of reversal here with the green dot, so it does want to get a push up. Our stochastic is trying to make a bullish cross, so we'll have to see if that can make a bullish cross, and if that can get above that 30 to give it some bullish strength on that RSI. Our money flow is trying to bounce up, and our VWAP is trying to head through that neutral, so that could give our momentum a green dot as well. Over on Bitcoin futures, we do have a little bit of a red candle. RSI is starting to curl down. Stochastic is starting to roll over here. Our money flow is starting to push away from the neutral, so our money flow is slightly bearish. We are getting slightly higher lows though currently, so if that continues, we could break into the bullish side pretty easily. Our momentum does have a green dot and wants to go and maintain bullish momentum. However, our VWAP being so weak could end up jeopardizing that. Over on Bitcoin, we're pretty much still making a flag, so we could have a bear flag forming here. That bear flag could bring us back into that point of control and bring us toward the bottom of our ascending channel that we had, which we could see a breakdown from. So just keep that in mind. Our RSI is starting to slide, stochastic starting to curl off. Our money flow is in the bullish territory. Momentum is going bullish, but our momentum is struggling as our VWAP's not getting much strength. Over on the 4-hour, we have a manipulation X. We had some reversal arrows and validate the last manipulation X's, but this one could end up bringing us down if we don't get something to invalidate it. We also have a bearish divergence on stochastic, bringing our stochastic down pretty harsh. Our RSI is starting to fall, and our momentum has a bearish divergence and is falling as well. Our VWAP is in the bearish territory pretty strong, and same with our momentum. Our money flow is about to break into the bearish territory, so overall the 4 hours pointing pretty bearishly and could flip into the bearish territory pretty easily if we don't get some strength on the lower time frames. Over on the 2-hour, stochastic is dumping really hard. RSI is starting to crash down. Money flow is rejecting away from neutral and making new lows and starting to push lower. Our VWAP is doing the same, and same for our momentum. So overall, everything is making newer lows, and they're all in the bearish territory pretty strongly. So we could see a pretty harsh move down from here. Over on the 1 hour, our money flow does want to try to recover. If our money flow can maintain strong bullish momentum, then we could get a push to the bullish side on the 2 and 4 hour. However, if we get rejected, we could get that dump. Our stochastic is trying to make a bullish cross here, but it overall is falling. RSI is trying to head up, but overall is starting to slide. Our momentum has a bearish divergence. Stochastic had a bearish divergence, so it's brought us down. Our momentum is making a low in the bearish territory. We are trying to curl as our VWAP's trying to come up. So watch if that VWAP can manage to break through the neutral and give our momentum some strength. Otherwise, if we reject from here, we could see a sell-off and get sucked into the point control or the golden pocket range. So over on graph for the daily, we are rejecting from our point control. So we are getting a bit of a push down. RSI is starting to head down. Stochastic has a bearish cross. Money flow is pushing down. VWAP is pushing in the bearish territory, giving our momentum a red dot. So overall, everything is more bearish leaning than bullish here on the 1 day. This could be a bit of a descending wedge, which could end up being a bullish pattern for us, because descending wedges are bullish patterns. If you're not familiar with patterns, see our pattern video we have, but that could take us toward this Fibonacci area at the least if we were to break out soon. Our money flow is pushing down on us though, so just keep that in mind. If that does continue, then we will likely continue to the value area low and invalidate this possibility. Over on the 4 hour, we are making a bit of a bounce. Stochastic is pushing down, money flow is getting new lows, trying to get past this like 9 area, but it's not managing to get lower. If we get a push up here, we could flip into bullish territory next time we hit the neutral. Our stochastic is coming down, RSI is coming down, momentum is coming down, our VWAP is coming down, but looks like it could start to curl, so just keep an eye on the next few candles. Over on the 2 hour, we are getting a little bit of a green candle here that could help push us up. RSI overall is starting to bend down. Stochastic is starting to fall. It has a bearish cross that's falling pretty harsh. Our money flow is trying to break through that neutral, so watch the 2 hour closely. If it can gain some bullish momentum and stay, then it could push the 4 hour and the 1 daily up. Our VWAP is trying to get a push up. Our momentum's trying to get a push up. We have that red dot that pushed us lower, but we could see the end of that. We have this big wick here, so we could end up filling that wick and then getting a bounce. That is another possibility we would have if we stay within this pattern. That is a long lower shadow candle though, so that shows that sellers tried to push us down. They weren't successful to maintain that range, and buyers managed to push us back up and maintain slight bullish momentum. So if we're going to have bullish strength, we're filling a gap here. We would want to keep seeing green candles after we fill this gap. Our stochastic wants to make a bullish cross. RSI wants to head up. Momentum has a double green dot that could push us higher. And our VWAP is pushing against that neutral that wants to push us higher. If that VWAP can manage to gain strong bullish momentum, that could help bring the medium to higher time frames up. Our money flow is in the bullish territory, trying to make a bounce off that neutral, so we'll have to see if it can hold. Over on Anchor again, if you want to see it, any other coins, feel free to drop a comment and like this video if you haven't. Stochastic is starting to fall, RSI is starting to fall, we have red diamond, momentum is starting to fall, we have bearish divergence here, not highlighting yet, but our VWAP is falling, money flow is coming out, so overall we are more bearish looking than bullish, especially with this bearish engulfing candle at the top of this pattern. Over on the 4 hour, our stochastic wants to kind of bend, our RSI wants to bounce up, our momentum is trying to come up, but overall is more bearish. Our VWAP is in the bearish territory pretty strongly, but trying to make a bit of a recovery. We'll have to see if it can break through to the bullish side. Otherwise, if it takes another dip down, we could see another sell-off. Our money flow is in the bullish territory on the 4 hour, but overall weakening, so if that breaks in the bearish territory, we could get pushed down from that as well. Over on the 2 hour here, we have decent green and red candles, so we want to get a push up, but we are pushing back down with a red candle. If we see more red candles, we could continue to push down. RSI is starting to slide, stochastic is trying to push up. Our money flow overall is weakening, so the money is overall coming out. Our VWAP is pushing against the neutral, so if that VWAP can maintain bullish momentum and break, then we could see a bullish push up. That would give our momentum a green dot and hopefully give our money flow a bit of a bullish push. We do have slightly higher highs here forming, so we do have potential for a bullish kind of trend to set here. Over on the 1 hour, our stochastic's starting to round off. RSI is overall losing strength. Money flow is overall coming out. Our VWAP is heading back toward that neutral, so our VWAP could break into the bearish territory. Our momentum wave did want to get a double green dot and get bullish divergence, but if that VWAP loses strength, then we'll get a red dot to invalidate that and we'll see a push down. Over on XRP, we are getting a bit of a break from this pattern we drew yesterday. You could kind of draw this down to be the front of it if you want. Our RSI is starting to bend. Stochastic is starting to lose strength. Money flow is overall pushing toward that neutral. Our VWAP is starting to gain slight bearish momentum. And our momentum wave is starting to come under because of it. We do have a manipulation X that shows that we do want to get a sell-off. This is a doji candle, so it's an indecision candle. It's more bearish, so this could end up being a rounding top, and we could see a fall from here. If we look at the 4 hour, let's see, we might be able to draw this a little cleaner. Bring that down. Yeah, we could say that we pretty much got a little bit of a breakout, tried to invalidate it, got sucked back in, and then we are potentially going to see a push back down. This green wick is trying to come back in and see a bullish move. We do have a manipulation X that wants to bring us down though, so keep an eye on that. Our stochastic is overall falling hard. RSI is losing strength. Momentum is in the bearish territory with the red dots. Our VWAP's pushing down pretty strong. Our money flow overall is coming out. Over on the 2 hour, we have a manipulation X. That's the one that carried over the 4 hour. You see these indecision candles. Stochastic is falling. RSI is overall losing strength. Momentum's in the bearish territory, so that's lost strength. Our VWAP is trying to push up though. Kind of mean a resistance area, so we could see it reject and push down. If that happens, we could see a sell-off and this pattern play out. Our money flow is rejecting away from that neutral, so money flow is gaining bearish traction, so keep an eye on that, as if that continues, we could see a sell-off. Over on the 1 hour, we are kind of bending away. We did get that breakout, tried to break up, and we got rejected. We tried to break down too, and we managed to get sucked back in, so we have pressure on both sides. Money flow on the 1 hour is trying to go back bullish. If it does manage to go bullish and maintain strong bullish momentum, we could get a bullish push up. Our RSI is starting to head up. Stochastic wants to get real tight and head back up, so we'll have to see if that stochastic can push bullish as well. Our momentum wants to curl as our VWAP is trying to go toward that neutral zone, but the VWAP is starting to bend, so keep an eye on that, as if that starts to fall, we could get a red dot and push lower. Finally on Algorand, again, if you want to see any other coins, let me know. We are starting to push away, kind of like I suggested. We broke our value area low for our micro pattern, so we could head toward our value area low here, or I think that's that Fibonacci. Yeah, that's our Fibonacci area. So we could head toward that Fibonacci range instead. So we broke our volume profile, and now we are getting a little bit of a drop. Our RSI is pulling down. Stochastic is starting to reject away. It's getting really tight, wants to make a bullish cross. But we are getting a bit of a push on our other indicators. If you look, our money flow is trying to come up, but not very strongly. Our momentum is trying to come up, but we have a red dot as our VWAP is getting sucked back under into the bearish territory. So if we get another red candle to confirm, we could get a breakdown, another leg down in this pattern, and then maybe a leg up after that. Over on the 4 hour, we do have a manipulation X that wants to bring us down. Stochastic is overall falling. Our RSI is starting to fall. Momentum is coming down. Money flow is about to break bearish, so if that does break bearish, that could weaken the daily. Our VWAP is going to push down, so overall we have more bearish momentum than bullish on the 4 hour. Over on the 2 hour, we are getting a push down here as well, kind of rounding top here. Our stochastic is pushing lower, RSI is losing strength, VWAP is rejecting away from that neutral. Our money flow is struggling to maintain a bullish trend, so if it pushes in the bearish territory, we could establish another leg down like I said. Our momentum does want to curl as our VWAP's trying to recover, but if our VWAP doesn't manage to break through that neutral and get some bullish momentum, then that's likely not to happen. Finally, on the 1 hour, our RSI is trying to make a strong bounce, so stochastic wants to get a bounce and our money flow is trying to bounce. VWAP is breaking into the bullish territory and the momentum has a green dot, so overall our signals do have bullish strength. If this bullish strength can carry into the medium to higher time frames, we could see this pattern break out now rather than later, at which point that could possibly still bring us well past that Fibonacci range. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.